Hey folks, welcome back to Let's Play Samurai Warriors Spirit of Sanada on the Series JG. And I believe we are entering into the final stretch of plot for our initial protagonist in this multi-generational game. But we will find out, because that was a big victory for the Sanada, but it was very much a case of winning the battle and losing the war. So we'll see what happens now. Hidetada, the son of Ieyasu and his chosen heir to rule the land after Ieyasu is gone. Despite having, in the way this game frames it, Nobuyuki and Inahime, but mostly Nobuyuki, were powerful, capable officers supporting him. But Hidetada's own just general kind of lackluster attitude towards it all, and the fact that Mazuyuki's a brilliant strategist, his army just got completely wrecked on its way to Sekigahara. Ieyasu had to win despite the lack of those forces. In Sekigahara, in Samurai Warriors games, especially the ones this game, you're playing as the Toyotomi side, so they make it like impossible. But even when you're playing the games where you get to play either side of the battle, depending on which story mode you're doing, they always make that one really difficult. But in this case, the defection of Kobayakawa really kind of messes the Eastern Army up in a big way, and they get butchered pretty bad. But the fact that Ieyasu had to do it without Hidetada's help, and Hidetada was supposed to play a major role in the battle, probably setting it up so his son could get a bit of glory to strengthen his position when it came time for him to take over the clan and ultimately ruling Japan. Hidetada really, really screwed up at this point in the narrative. And the Sanada are, in a sense, although they fought bravely and you're supposed to honor your defeated foes, they are the ones who screwed things up as far as, made it more difficult for Ieyasu to perform a smooth handoff to Hidetada later. And as I've mentioned before throughout the LP, one of the things that made Ieyasu, kind of the genius, the one who was capable of ending the conflict and strife, was that unlike Hideyoshi, he had things laid out and ready to go when he passed, when he died. Not only, Hideyoshi didn't have a lot of choice in the matter. He didn't have an heir who was old enough to take over. But, he could have handed over leadership to the clan to like a brother or a cousin or somebody who was younger who was going to be around for a while, and remained in the shadows to oppose anyone who opposed his chosen successor, which is what Ieyasu did. He handed over control of the clan to Hidetada when he still had a good many years left, and it was understood. So Hidetada had time to kind of get used to the reins of the power and running the show, while Ieyasu was still around to step in if someone fermented rebellion against Hidetada. And it's kind of similar to what Masamune's father does. Hidemune, I think his name was. He hands over the reins to Masamune, so Masamune gets a chance to kind of take over while Hidetada is there. Hidemune, whatever his name is. Masamune's dad hands over the reins of the clan to Masamune, which causes some uproar because people think Masamune is too young, he's too impetuous, whatever. But ultimately, the father then dies unexpectedly at the hands of an enemy not too long after that. So rather than, the intention was there, but it didn't work out the same way. Masamune's actions were dictated by getting revenge rather than having the security of his father still being around to step in and oppose his political rivals, blah, blah, blah. The point I'm getting at is the Sanada fought bravely and well, but their side lost, and the Sanada probably proved themselves to be more of a thorn in Ieyasu's side than any other force. So we'll see what happens as we proceed. We were able to lay the advance of Master Hidetada's unit. This should prevent them from liaising with their main forces. It will be a while before Sasuke returns from his scouting mission. In the meantime, I need to see Father. Multi-stage battle, the second Ueda conflict, complete. Maybe I'll get an exciting new fishing mission to do or something like that. Now, I guess I could just split that, because I've never used the Sanada clan experience. I could just split that evenly between Kai and Fuma just in case. Wouldn't be the stupidest thing to do at this point, assuming I don't plan to ever play through the game again in some kind of New Game Plus mode. He must be so old at this point. You did it, Lord Yukimura. I knew the Tokugawa were no match for the Sanada. It was all thanks to my father's strategies. I must work harder to prove worthy of him. Pose. Everybody strike a pose. These guys don't have new dialogue. Sasuke is gone. You do not have a red triangle. Why can't I get the help of... Oh, never mind. I have very few characters I can choose from here. I was hoping we could... Yeah, because we can't bring dead people to the tea house. Or enemies of the clan at this point. I was hoping we could bring Yoshihiro Shimazu. Because I... Not that I'm going to go back and redo it, but I felt like at Sekigahara I could have done better if he was more useful. Why am I even here? I can't afford to... Well, let's see. Kai is unlocked. But I don't even have the... I have the money, but not the materials to actually do anything. And she's got, like, no slots that have... Yeah, I need to... I used up all my iron sand, too. I really went to town on making Aya and Kanetsugu's weapons good, and... Probably didn't need to do that, since they only had the one battle they had to kind of get their way through. Yukimura-sama. The guy who lives in that weird house over there, he sometimes makes incredibly loud noises. Yeah, he's got irritable bowel syndrome. He can't help it. Could be worse. So the things that cause those symptoms that are worse. I hear you won a famous victory, Yukimura, and I am delighted to see you are uninjured. Thank you, sister. Oh, by the way, we murdered your brother. I do not know what will happen between us and the Tokugawa now, but I do not believe we will have cause to fight against brother again. Brother, I certainly hope not. Are you going to actually... I found out that they had a non-combat character who's your sister in the game. I was kind of excited about the possibility of them having an interesting and involved female character, but no, she just kind of sits around and... gives everyone soft-spoken encouragement. I guess that's like the traditional Japanese female, according to, tradition. The traditional female, according to tradition. Brother. Will the Sanada be reunited now? Yes, I believe so. Oh, that's right. His brother didn't die. He went to work for Nobuyuki's side. That's right. I believe we'll be reunited once my father is dead and I'm a pariah. You know, we'll do another quick sweep for new dialogue. Oh, we didn't find Kunoichi anywhere. This child does not have new dialogue. He's playing silly... Hi. How you doing there, kid? Oh, you got new dialogue. Yes, we did it. A glorious victory. Now we can all live happily together, just like we used to. Yes. It's all thanks to the efforts of people like you. You're an NPR donor. You help to make sure that Are You Being Served has a place on American TV decades after it should have gone away, because that show kind of sucks. Oh, never mind. This isn't the one where I have to slam the buttons. It's when I get here that I have to slam the buttons. I don't even know that we'll bother to... Oh, the timer doesn't start till you hit the X button. That's good to know. I might have actually gotten an S rank there. Nope, just A like I always do with the Heavenly Seeds. Yeah, I might not even remember to go back and harvest those, actually. We might have Nobuyuki harvesting those in the epilogue scene. Do you wish to collect your offering? Sure. Rare black mica. Meh, whatever. I mean, I'll try to win the best prize, but I don't know why I'm bothering to do this minigame anymore. Holy crap, that's a good prize. Giant catfish. He now has the powerful forearms of a catfish. Let's offer up this catfish and hope it doesn't start stinking too bad before benevolent Jizo actually takes it and does whatever he's going to do with it. Doesn't look like Kunoichi is hanging around. I mean, she's a ninja. Well, she's a Kunoichi. That's where the name comes from. So she could be like hiding in the shadows, watching us. But and by us, I mean not Yukimura. I mean like she's an eternal spirit observing you and I, Let's Play viewer. But probably not. She's probably just the plot says she's probably out doing whatever Sasuke is doing, but in a slightly girlier way. Must be awfully tired after such an important mission. Father, yes, son, I want to kill you. They look so relaxed together, don't they? Yukimura, have your ninjas not yet returned? I expect they will be back any minute. I wonder what transpired at Sekigahara. I can't imagine that Hidetada's mobile unit would have made it there in time. Indeed, and to lose so many men, even Ieyasu would find that hard to overcome. I feel sorry for my brother. He will be put to death for his failure, I'm sure. Battle is unpredictable. To pity the enemy before the result is clear is to invite disaster. Yes, of course, forgive me. But I'm so glad that you decided to join the Osaka side, Father. Oh, I guess we're going to actually get into his feelings, because he's never made them clear to anyone. Tut tut tut. Father, do you mind if I ask why you joined the Western Army? I don't mind if you ask, as long as you don't expect a straight answer. I already told you, because it benefited the Sanada for me to do so. Is that really all there is to it? Tut tut tut. Oh, ninjas are here to save the day. Lord Yukimura, Lord Masayuki, I bring terrible news. It involves eagle nacho cheese, chips, as you may have expected. You're back. What is it? What happened? Why did you interrupt me when Masayuki was about to admit to a personal feeling? The Western Army has been routed. Mitsunari has been captured and executed. What was that? Did I hear you clearly? I don't think you said what I thought you said. Oh, fuck. I backed the wrong horse. But that's impossible. The Western Army should have had the advantage. What happened? They were defectors. Hideaki Kobayakawa betrayed us. But Master Hideaki is Lord Hideyoshi's own nephew. I cannot believe it. And what of Master Yoshitsugu and Master Sakon? They are both said to have been killed. I actually appear to be experiencing human emotion. Malfunction. No, Master Yoshitsugu. Master Sakon. So Ieyasu has won. Father. Oh man, we are boned now. Following the conclusion of the Battle of Sekigahara, harsh punishments were handed down to surviving daimyo of the Western Army. So that would be us. I think technically the young-looking Shimazu guy. I always get the Uncle Shimazu and Nephew Shimazu confused. The young-looking, like, spunky youngster of the Shimazu, I believe, is technically the clan leader, not his uncle. Munoshiga Takibana escaped. Although I think his role in the Samurai Warriors games may be bigger than his importance as a clan leader in history, because the Takibana were a subordinate clan to another clan of Kyushu. The head of the Mori is probably still alive. But yeah, the Uesugi and the Sanada are really the ones who are going to suffer at this point. The Sanada's crime in delaying the arrival of Hidetada's unit was seen as particularly grave, and death sentences were to be handed down to Masayuki and Yukimura. Please, I beg of you. You must reconsider. On the valor I showed in battle. No, on my very life itself. Please spare my father and my brother. I love Lily Potter more than anything. I'm sorry. Lord Ieyasu. You know full well that I cannot do that, Nobuyuki. Consider how much damage the Sanada did to our cause. It's pronounced Sanada. Indeed, they fought with true courage and conviction. Tadakatsu. Master Nobuyuki showed loyalty to Tokugawa even when it meant fighting against his own father and brother. I hear he fought brilliantly, Ueda. If all that is not enough for his plea to be heard, then... Lord Tadakatsu, Lord Naomasa, truly you are close friends to me as I am to Quigley. I have nothing but gratitude and admiration for Nobuyuki's loyalty, but that does not change the facts. If I pardon Mazuyuki and Yukimura out of compassion, then I betray the many soldiers who fell in this battle. Well, that took a lot longer to say in Japanese than it does in English, apparently. Ugh. You would still refuse to pardon them, even if it meant I took up arms with my son-in-law and opposed you, my lord? Wow, that's not something Tadakatsu would actually have said in any other game. You would still refuse to pardon them, even if it meant I took you to small claims court. Lord Tadakatsu, you mustn't. I will not fall for such an empty threat, Tadakatsu. Nobuyuki, you must understand. Dot. I cannot apologize for causing you such pain, my lord. Then you understand my position? Yes, you and I are both seated in a position which really cuts off the blood flow to your feet. I do, but I begged for forgiveness on my life. If you will not pardon them, then I must cut open my belly. This is the first Samurai Warriors game to make multiple references to, what's the correct term for it? I guess seppuku is the correct term. Harikiri is the vulgar term. Nobuyuki. Can you make sure to do it outside so you don't get your guts all over my tatami mats? That's pretty much probably how it went down, actually. I mean, other than Tadakatsu threatening to betray. Oh, there's Masamune without the helmet. I don't think we've ever seen that. Ra. Oh, here comes Lord Screw Up. Scooch, guys. Uh-oh. This is interesting.
戸川誰よりこの秀忠にあり秀忠を罰せねば示しがつきませぬな秀忠様何を愛着ですかそれとも腹を切ってご覧に入れたがよろしいか
You are a pain in my ass, son. Shouldn't have put those two together. Are they going to sing now? What the hell? It's a weird pause. Chapter 13, Pride, the Ron Simmons story. He used to wear these trunks that just said the word pride on them. Whoa, wait, what did I do there? I didn't mean to do that. Yep, they sure did. Oh man, they kind of become hermits. I'm not sure why we switch back and forth between the male and female narrators in this game. He was going to set himself on fire and breathe his last. And I don't know why I occasionally decide to read these and occasionally don't. The actual full motion cinematics, I don't usually talk over the voices because I can't control the pace at which they speak. But Komoro, location in Shinao now, which has nothing to do with what's going on right now. At least I don't think so. Several years have already passed since I was exiled here to Mount Kudo. Mount Kudo. It looks suspiciously like the Uesugi base from earlier in the story, but is a different place. The name given to the foothills of Mount Koya in Ki Province, present-day Wakayama Prefecture. This is where Mazuyuki and Yukimura Sanada were banished after the defeat of the Battle of Sekigahara. Yukimura spent 14 years of his life here. It was also the entrance to Mount Koya, since women were prohibited from entering the mountain. This was as far as women were permitted to go. Although Mazuyuki and Yukimura were originally banished to Mount Koya, the presence of their families dictated they be moved to Mount Kudo instead. The land is under the control of the Tokugawa, but I wonder what has happened to the Toyotomi. I wonder about Lady Cha-Cha. Life is quiet here, and I am satisfied with my humble existence. But is it right for me to enjoy this peace? There's nowhere for you to fish. Aren't you like a Mr. Fisher guy? It is so selfish of me, my decision to condemn my people to a life of hardship, and here I am. I must see how everyone is doing. There are spies among us. Whoa, what are you doing? Whoa, you snuck up on me, man. Every now and then, a ninja drops by to take a look at things, dressed as a villager. I see. I suppose it's only natural that they would want to keep an eye on us. Yeah, you can't really be that shocked by this. You gotta hand it to Kunoichi and Sasuke. They're loyal, and at this point, there's really no reason to be siding with Yukimura other than personal loyalty. He is not going anywhere. I am a little worried about losing my edge and my Christian. Maybe I should challenge Sasuke to a fight. We've never heard about Sasuke too. Proud of his strength as one of Yukimura's officers, and moved by the warmth that Sanada showed in treating him like family, Sasuke decided he wanted to be Yukimura's ninja, even if it meant being separated from his master. Master! Say it with me, Domon. Do you want to try it with me every now and then? Whoa, hey, I think she's been wanting that for a long time. Huh? Oh no, I couldn't. It wouldn't be right. Yeah, she's apparently reading it the same way I did. I could never engage you in combat. I would kick your ass. That would be embarrassing for you. I don't want that. Alright, report to my planet for special training. This guy's planet here. What the hell, 6,000 gold. It's going to bother me to have that little red triangle there. We'll be seeing it pretty soon for Kunoichi. Next, she levels up 2 more times, and we'll be getting the level cap for her as well. It's Bear Man. You there. No, forget it. You wouldn't be able to handle it. What? Okay, we gotta come back and talk to him with somebody else, I guess, who's more capable of handling it than wussy Yukimura. Or perhaps Yukimura just doesn't have these psychic powers necessary to communicate with bears. I guess that's probably fair to say. I don't know that anyone else has the psychic powers, but it's probably reasonable to say that Yukimura does not. We must enjoy life every day, as they say. We must enjoy everyday life, as they say. That's what I meant to say. Strangely, I find I can gaze at this garden every day and never get bored. I think I might be going senile. Yes, I have never seen Father look so calm, even when I was a child. What is it, Yukimura? You never answered my question about why we sided with the Western Army. I mean, odd is nothing. Never wonder why they call them parents and not your first lesson about the grandparents. And never mind, I messed it up. It's a joke from Zerfal's charity stream, but I realized halfway through delivering it, it was about grandparents, not parents. That's Wormwood. Shakespeare reference. I guess both of these guys are going to advance the story, so I will always be here to protect you. I like Nike better. Such splendid vegetables. Ooh, Lord Yukimura, these vegetables have just been harvested from the farm. They are fresh and delicious. You cannot fault this guy. He's always got a positive attitude about everything. They look magnificent. Did you get them from one of the villagers? No, I harvested them myself. I grow them with great care from seeds. He's pretty spry considering he's older than Mazuyuki. I thought the farm was outside the village. Are you going outside to raise your crops? My lord, I apologize for the thoughtlessness. Of course, you and your father are not allowed to leave, are you? Oh no, please, don't worry about that. It is our fault that you are put through this hardship in the first place. Well, that's true, my lord. You're terrible. It may look like I'm working on the farm, but this is just a mask I wear to fool the world. As soon as my lord gives the word, I will be ready to take up my spear. I appreciate the commitment, Nike, but your voice is too loud. You never know when the Tokugawa ears might be listening. Oh boy, I apologize for my thoughtlessness. You're like the Masamune Date of our clan, and that you're its leader. Shiguiji, is your life here satisfactory? And did I pronounce your name correctly? No and no, my lord. My lord, for a ninja, there is no such thing as satisfactory or unsatisfactory life. We simply strive to do our duty. I see. I chose to serve Lord Mazuyuki and you, Lord Yukimura. Come what may, I will keep you safe. My father and I are truly blessed. Thank you, Shiguji. Everyone has accepted what has happened. They are all looking to the future rather than dwelling on what might have been. I must do the same. They look to the future, but they remember the past. They are proof that the Sanada dream still lasts. And they call me the net true. I wonder how father feels. The pain he felt after Sekigahara Squirrel must have been many times that which affected me. Battle of Sekigahara. There was a battle fought on the plains of Sekigahara, Mino province. You remember? It was in the last chapter. You fought it. On September 15th, 1600, they divided the land into two. Divided into two? The Eastern Army, led by Ieyasu Tokugawa, defeated the Western Army, led by Mitsunari Ishida, giving control of the land to Ieyasu. In later years, a German military academy concluded that the Western Army should have actually won the battle based on a study of the position of both armies. It shows how the Western Army had superior numbers at the start of the battle, but the betrayal by Hideaki Kobayakawa clearly demonstrated the discord within the Western Army forces, or conversely, the careful preparations by Ieyasu, which made the difference in the battle. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, Mitsunari really wasn't a military man. And being a military officer in the Sengoku Jidai was very different. It's probably less... I mean, it's super unrealistic. They're out there killing like 800 guys individually in battle, these officers. But, I mean, it's not as ridiculous as it sounds compared to today. Like, they would be... Officers wouldn't really fight common soldiers as much, but they certainly would be prepared to duel other officers. Yeah. I guess they were more hands-on, the military officers, back at those times. They would be wearing armor and fighting against a bunch of guys who were not wearing armor. They would be using weapons, fighting against guys using lesser weapons. But, yeah, they were actually out there fighting. And Mitsunari was not a military man. He was the kind of guy who would be leading from behind the scenes. Ieyasu would by that point, too, certainly. So, I'm not sure what point I'm trying to make here. Never mind. But now it's time to talk to... My duty at the moment is to keep you and Mazuyuki safe. I will carry it out faithfully. Thank you. Pleased to meet you. Thank you. But now it's time for the plot to advance with Mazuyuki. You must enjoy everyday life, as they say. Father, may I talk to you for a moment? No. Certainly. It's cold out, though. Come inside. It's cold outside. No kind of atmosphere. We're all alone, more or less. Father, how are you being treated? What do you mean, how am I being treated? You're with me all the time. Neither of us can leave. You see everything I see. You see the vision that I see. I have been exiled. I can have no complaints. Nobuyuki cannot always plead on my behalf. Remember when I exiled you? I mean, not exiled, but sent you off to live as a hostage in the same shithole? Or at least it's the same map for a similar shithole? Yeah, that's about how I feel. I suppose that is true. I believe you may be suffering more, Yukimura. You don't have the cool skunk hair I do to keep me happy. Me? No, I'm fine. I miss Cha-Cha every waking minute. Cha-Cha, Cha-Cha! Otherwise, I'm good. It seems to me that your heart is filled with troubles, or perhaps tribbles. No, I assure you I am fine. My brother sacrificed everything to save my life. I must honor that by living it out humbly. Alright, well then shave your head and become a monk. Have you considered entering the monkhood then? Oh, well, I was kidding, but that's where he's going, because that is what they used to do back in the day. Have you considered entering the monkhood then? Get thee to a nunnery. You jest, father. I must admit, I am concerned about Osaka. I wonder how the people of the Toyotomi are doing. That's not a joke, though. That was something that older women and men, like past childbearing age, well, men don't have childbearing age so much, but yeah, once they were past the time in life where they were expected to be like raising children, noble people, it was not an uncommon thing at all. It was like a retirement plan. It was a stage of life that was considered honorable by the rules of society at the time, and gave them a kind of detachment from like political realities. Although some monks were still very politically active, particularly the male ones. Yeah, it's a different culture. I mean, Japanese culture can be fascinating. I'm not one of these Japophiles who like worships everything that comes from Japan. Well, you wouldn't know it by the video game choices I make. I play a lot of Japanese video games, but no, I'm not one of those folks that like, you know, anime is the supreme form of expression. All other culture is secondary to fucking Dragon Ball Z or anything like that. But yeah, there's interesting things about the culture. Not all of it pleasant. Certainly wasn't a great place to be if you were a woman. Feudal Japan. But yeah, the monkhood is like their approach to monasteries is interesting, because it's not something that like a young person would. I guess it could be, but it's not like it. Someone didn't have to have lived a devout life up to that point to suddenly enter the monkhood. It's a different the way that it works over there. That it worked over there. I don't think it's common now for like the head of Toyota to resign, hand over the control of the company to his son, and then become a monk. I don't think it works that way now. Then why not take a look for yourself? I cannot do that. Like I told you at Inubushi, you must follow your own convictions. You need not worry about me. My lord. My lord, flavor free online. ... How was Lord Masayuki, my lord? I mean, I know I'm a ninja. I know everything that's going on around here, but it's nice to hear you explain it. I guess even Lord Masayuki's pretty depressed, huh? Happily, it does not seem so. I suppose he's waiting for his chance to strike back then, huh? Strike back? How's he supposed to do that? What is he, one of the three ninjas? The Empire? The Toyotomi aren't just going to sit back and watch the Tokugawa take control. This isn't over yet. I see. So you think he's coming up with a plan to turn this land on its head? I don't think he's coming up with anything. I think he's checked out. He's got cashing in his annual leave that he still got left before he announced his retirement. Just trying to make sure he has one more year as a senior position so he can get the high threes for his retirement account, you know. I'm assuming that he's a government civilian. Huh? What? So he's just given up? Surely not. Hey, mind your manners. Jesus Christ. I was the one who was supposed to be impertinent. You completely co-opted my character, douchebag. My father never just gives up, but whatever the case, it is time for us to travel to Osaka. Oh, reconnaissance mission. Excellent. The guards keeping an eye on us are no good at all. It'll be easy. I am worried about what my father is really thinking, but more than that, I am worried about Lady Cha-Cha. You must do as your heart tells you. By the way, I was standing right here the whole time you were talking to your ninjas. Yes, Father. Right now, my heart is telling me to save and call it a video. Then you must do as your heart tells you. Because your heart is telling you the proper thing to do in terms of this Let's Play. Alright, folks. Well, I have to follow my heart. My heart is telling me to call it a video. So when we come back next time, I wonder if I have enough juice in this controller to... no, I gotta swap it out. I gotta decide if I want to do another video or just enter into the winding down, waiting to go to bed mode. I could probably do one more. All right, guys. When we come back, I'm glad I deliberated that live, so you guys got to observe my incredibly in-depth decision-making process. But when we come back next time... Oh, look, my Hotmail says I've received a reward from some company I don't do any business with. Lovely. When we come back next time, all talk, no action. See you then.